Howdy folks, welcome to Meandering across America. On June 5th through 12th, 2022, we were on Harmony of the Seas. And several times while on Harmony of the Seas, we ended up eating either breakfast or lunch at the Park Cafe. But the Park Cafe is located on Deck 8 in the Central Park neighborhood of Harmony of the Seas. We're going to have an opinion related to both breakfast and lunch, and we're going to tell you about that in a moment. Before we talk about the Park Cafe, do me a favor and subscribe. We're going to have about 20 videos related to this specific cruise, and we have more cruises coming the remainder of the year. So if you would subscribe, we're going to give you honest opinions like we will in this video and like we do in various other ones where we're talking about similar locations on the ship where you can get a quick bite to eat. Okay, the Park Cafe. The Park Cafe is open both for breakfast and for lunch, and really for snacks up until mid-afternoon, and then it shuts down. Dinner time is not a time where it is actually open. According to the website, it serves up dialed-up deli bites, fresh made-to-order salads, the famous roast beef sandwich. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name of it, but I know a lot of people do love this sandwich. Soups and sandwiches, and other sweet treats. They also have a stellar breakfast spread, in my opinion. There's several things at breakfast that you can go and get. We went to breakfast there 2 or 3 times. We went to lunch 2 or 3 times. We dropped in several times during our cruise to the Park Cafe. It actually is a place where on the mega ships we had gone to before, but on this time it was kind of the place where it was the go-to spot if we needed something to eat during the day. So we're going to talk about breakfast first. I didn't get a video breakfast, but some of the things you're going to get are oatmeal. You can get cereal. There's several pre-packaged things along the way. The cereal is boxed cereal, but they're pre-packaged things, the parfaits, the yogurts, the fruits, all of those are available. And then there was an area where you could get different sandwiches. There was like an Egg McMuffin type of deal that was there. The only thing about it, there didn't seem to be enough meat on it. There were a couple of different burrito types of deals, a vegetarian burrito, and some had eggs in it as well. They had a soft, cheesy breakfast sandwich that they showed that they would make for you as you requested it. Exceptional. The bread was soft, it was real cheesy, it was great. The one thing I wish they had there was a bit of meat put on it, but that, it was a good deal there. Then there was this extensive bagel bar. Never got a bagel. I considered getting a bagel along the way, but they had all different types of toppings, and to me that's the big deal that they do have there. But all of this seemed to be fresh. All of this was actually served to you and handed to you on a plate. You didn't have to grab across and get anything, and that was a major plus for the Park Cafe. Of course, there were a lot of the other classic drink items there as well. There was juice, there was coffee. You could get tea and things like that there at this breakfast time. On some of the other ships, and maybe they've redone all of these, that little area was always kind of congested where they tried to sell you a coffee drink. That's no longer congested like that. I did like that on this ship, the fact that you could just walk through and get those items. The one thing that you will not have, I was getting ready to stop, the one thing you will not have is the My Coke machine. If you want a Coke, you have to go somewhere else to get that Coke, either before or after you come here. So all of us tried several different items here. Obviously, we came back to this location several times, so we seemed to like this. I did get the oatmeal 2 or 3 different times. They'd put brown sugar in it. They'd put hot milk over it if you wanted to. That's where my wife got the cereal and the milk that was located right over there. I tried one of the parfaits one morning. I did get one of the Egg McMuffins. Like I said, it was good. Except there's not enough meat on it, which is why we at one time thought, well, let's go up to mini bites, which we didn't like that well. Let's go up to mini bites, get some bacon, and doctor up these sandwiches a little bit down here at the Park Cafe. Did get the burrito. Burrito was very good. Never tried the bagels, but at the end I did try several of the pastries and treats and donuts that they had, all of which were, in my opinion, very acceptable. So all in all, for all of the casual types of establishments on Harmony of the Seas for breakfast, this is the one that wins, in our case, hands down. It was a place where you could go get served food, you could go get served hot food, and that's a big deal here. You could go and make sure that there were differing items that people could get along the way. The only other place that we like breakfast as well was also Johnny Rockets, but I'm not going to consider it really a quick service type of place. Johnny Rockets is complimentary at breakfast, and it's good at breakfast. But as far as a place you can just walk in, Johnny Rockets closes at 10:30. This closes, I mean at 9:30, excuse me. This place closes at 10:30. So you could come here. You know, if you came here at 10 o'clock, there's not many people in here. It's air conditioned. It's a good place to sit. It was never that crowded. All in all, good place to come for breakfast. Okay, next, lunch at the Park Cafe. Lunch at the Park Cafe, or should I say lunch and snack period. Seems like we may fit it in as a second lunch or first lunch before we go somewhere else, like you do on a cruise. But the items that they had here at lunchtime, they had soups. Up front, there were normally a couple of different types of soups. And then there was the little cooler area. In that little cooler area, very often there was fruits and pre-made sandwiches and things. I did get one of those pre-made sandwiches one time. Then there was the roast beef sandwich station. I tried it once. I tried it on other cruises as well along the way. Don't love it still. It's just too much bread, not enough meat. Maybe I just need to tell them, give me the meat, skip the bread. Maybe that's what I should do next time. But the one wonderfully great thing about this place was that fresh salad area. You could go in there and tell the folks exactly what you wanted, what types of lettuce, how much lettuce you wanted, all the different fixings. You could put a little corn in there, put some beans in there, put some various tomatoes in there, several different dressings. Now, the dressings sometimes were a little bit odd, I must admit. It seems like so many things had an Italian twist to it. The ranch just seemed a little bit Italian-y. We did like the honey mustard and things like that along the way. But the salad was always fresh, and this place in general, always fresh, always a go-to if you wanted something that wasn't a fried up, if it hadn't been sitting around along the way. Good place to come for something like that. One other thing to note related to the area where you could get salads, they changed it from day to day. Sometimes you could get broccoli, other times you couldn't get broccoli, you could get cauliflower. Also the meats, they kind of changed that around. Most of the time they did have chicken, they had tuna, they had some form of beef, several different things throughout the week. So you had to go in and determine what do we have today in this given area. But it was always a good selection to make a salad. Also, when you got to the end, you realized they were displaying several things in a case that you could have made. Various different types of sandwiches. I did try a Reuben. There's a 3-cheese sandwich, which I realized was the go-to sandwich for me. They would put it in a panini press, warm it up, it would come out popping hot and really soft and ooey and gooey. Very good. There are also various pastries here at the end that you could try. When you turn the corner, there were various cakes and puddings that you could grab there along the way as well. So all in all, it was something really good that you could select along the way that you could have. Another thing that they always had during the lunchtime was bags of chips. Most of the time they had the regular Lay's chips, but then they also had barbecue or sea salt or other things along the way that you could try. A tip we have related to those is you could get those here and eat them, or we would grab a couple of bags to take back to the room in case we had a mid-afternoon or a late night snack that we needed. We always had a backup bag of chips with us that we would have back at the room. Now at lunch, we did try a couple of things from the case up front. The pre-made egg salad sandwich wasn't great, but I still must admit it's better than anything we had in mini bites. There was also a salad that was there. It was really, we realized after the fact it was a to-go salad. You probably should have gotten it to go, because the salad that's coming here in a little bit is really much, much better than that pre-made salad. Again, we did try that roast beef sandwich, and I know they're famous for that roast beef sandwich. So many people that vlog talk about, you got to go get that roast beef sandwich. I've tried to love it. I really have. On every ship where there is a park cafe, I have tried this, and I've tried eating the bread. The bread's very hard. So what I most time ended up doing, and when you look around at different plates along the way, you realize a lot of people are doing the same thing. It's a lot of bread. They're taking the meat off and they're eating it. They're cutting it up. A part of me says, I wish I would just gotten that meat and said, skip the bread along the way. But overall, the big winner in the Park Cafe is that make your own salad area. No doubt about it, it's always fresh, it's always fast, It's always exactly as you ordered along the way. You could get that plain lettuce. You could add different types of lettuces. In my opinion, it's the best fresh option that you have on the entire ship. Now, this is leading me to kind of a pet peeve, and this is not related to the Park Cafe. But we had a server in the main dining room where my wife said, the very first night, can you please get me a bowl with plain lettuce, croutons, and Thousand Island dressing? Well, in the beginning, he says, and I could tell that this server, I don't know whether he was new or whether he was lazy or both of the above, I'm not sure. But he never made an effort to do this. He says, oh, just get the Caesar salad and I'll give you your Thousand Island dressing on the side. That's not really the same as having plain lettuce and then getting it with croutons as well. Well, when he brought it back, he did bring a Caesar salad with just the lettuce and croutons, but he also said, oh, we don't have Thousand Island dressing, which is, to me, I understand it's not everywhere, but really, you don't have Thousand Island dressing? And I guess I'm just used to the servers, trying to do their best to please you along the way. In a recent Disney cruise, the server heard this night one, and even though Thousand Island dressing was not on the menu, my wife had a little thing that she could pour over the salad, much more than she needed every night, of Thousand Island dressing, as well as the plain lettuce along the way. So it's just a little pet peeve along the way. But related to the Park Cafe, the salad here, excellent. But I do know if you could get plain lettuce here and make your own salad, that server could have gotten plain lettuce there and done the very same thing. Now, we did try some of the sandwiches that were in the case that they would warm up for you. I did like most of these. The Reuben was pretty good. It wasn't great. But then there was this 3-cheese ooey gooey thing that they would put in, much like what they would have at breakfast. I believe it's on ciabatta, 3 cheeses. You would get it, and it was just really, it would hit you of the softness and the cheese. Excellent sandwich when you needed it. We did try several of the desserts. Just like in any other area, we tried them in mini bites. We never got them in the Royal Promenade, but they all have really the same little desserts that you want along the way. None of them were great. They were sweet. They were good at the moment, but nothing just really out of this world. So you got the salad?
I got a salad, not the one on the line, but a grab and go one, and then threw ranch on it.
What did you think of the salad?
The toppings were not bad. The ranch ruined it all, if you ask me. It was just a weird spice, something to it. Just threw it off.
How about your 3 cheese?
That, if I could go again, I would get another one of those. It was really good. It was just a grilled cheese, fancified.
And now you're eating
just called it a chocolate bar. I think that's all the name of it was.
Looks pretty good.
Looks pretty good.
How about your salad over here?
Ditto.
Have the same thing as him on the salad. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Toppings are very good. Salad's very fresh. Ranch is terrible.
Ranch is terrible.
It's like it's mixed with Italian. It has a funky funk.
And I think we found the secret food in here is to come get the sandwiches. The 3 cheese deal, and you can kind of get the same thing at breakfast.
That's really good.
Yeah. You can kind of get the same thing at breakfast, we have found. It's pretty good. You can get it with an egg. This one just comes with 3 cheeses. It's good. The actual dressing, they gave it to us on because we got the pre-made, they gave it to us on a little saucer, which was kind of goofy, I must admit. They should have little ramekins or something. But I think maybe it reminded me of ranch dressing maybe mixed with Italian dressing. It was kind of really, really odd.
Yeah.
Maybe they messed up.
Like she said, maybe they messed up.
And put half and half.
Okay. Is that a fruit roll-up on top of that?
That's where it is.
I swear even though I like the strawberry, she's eating it and she says she has a different taste, and
I mean, that's just like that stuck
I really
to the
do
roof of
think
my mouth.
there is a fruit roll-up on top of the strawberry.
But I like this part.
So overall, except for the fact that it's a fruit roll-up, what do you think?
The rest of it's good. Yeah.
Okay, I had 3 or 4 things. I had the roast beef sandwich, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but very hard bun. I try it every time.
It's not great. With the meat on it, the sauce on it and all that, I definitely get it and just eat the meat off, so that's good. Had the egg salad. It was prepackaged. You had to peel it off. It was pretty good. It was on brioche, but is it great? No. Of course, we always get our chips when we come here, and y'all want to get your chips too and take them back to the room for that midnight snack. What else did I have?
Your shortcake.
Had shortcake, the strawberry shortcake. I liked it, plenty fine. Was it great? Probably not. I tried several other things along the way. There were salads, there were 3 cheese things everybody else had, but overall, I mean, I think the 3 cheese thing is the way to go, no doubt about it.
So overall, in our 2022 cruise on Harmony of the Seas here in June, the Park Cafe really and truly got the winner for being the most reliable, the best, the freshest quick service type of restaurant. And like I say in most of these, my kind of test related to these, would I go to a mini market? Would I go perhaps to a fast food restaurant and get any of this food that we ate in Park Cafe? And I would just say, yeah, I would. The Egg McMuffin sandwich, I would purchase. The burritos, I probably would. The bagel station, even though I didn't get one, I love the way that they would make them for you and they would put anything on them. That's something I definitely would do. At lunchtime, I wouldn't get the roast beef sandwich, but I would definitely get that salad. I would get the 3 cheese sandwiches and the various sandwiches you can get along the way. All in all, a definite win. That being said, the Park Cafe is definitely 2 big thumbs up. Always fresh, never really crowded, air conditioned, much unlike Mini Bites again, related to the various quick items you could get and eat. And one of the positives is, at lunchtime you could always stop and get those bags of chips, take them back to your room, and it would be a little something to have along the way in case you needed it. It's hard to really point out any negatives related to the Park Cafe. However, much like all other areas on the ship except for the Windjammer. The Windjammer is the only one where they forced you, if you went in the entrance door, to wash your hands and do all that. A lot of people are going in the exits and just getting in the sideways. That wasn't being watched. Shame on you, Royal Caribbean. But there was nobody here at the beginning of this restaurant in the Park Cafe to tell you to wash your hands. And I understand we're adults. We're not all adults. We're adults and kids there. We should know to do this, especially in this day and age. It's not happening. Somebody before, when we went on other cruises, were always telling us right there, wash your hands. Again, I think these ships are understaffed, are under-cleaned a lot of the time. The folks that worked here were always out around cleaning tables and all that. And maybe the thought is we all are used to doing this now. The truth is, people aren't washing their hands. People are not sanitizing when they're going in these restaurants. Of course, most people are not wearing masks. We did wear masks on this cruise. I did get COVID on this cruise. Still 2 weeks later fighting COVID. But thank goodness, I believe it's starting to go away somewhat. But all in all, I think you could do better, Royal, in encouraging people to do this. Alrighty, folks, that's it for now. Thank you for watching this video related to the Park Cafe. We have several more coming related to the other quick service type places. We're doing Mini Bites. We're doing Sorrento's, as well as the Snack Shack over on the South Beach portion of Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So until next time, happy meandering.
Okay.